Wow. There he is. All right. Ryan, can you hear me now?
I could always hear you. Can you hear me is the question.
Question is answered. Yes, I can. All right.
Fantastic. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, no, what did I do? What did I do? Well, anyway, how's it going, guys?
It's going much better now that you're here. All right, we got it all straight. Oh, man.
Technology.
So what's
future.
going on, man?
Another day in paradise, brother. Another day in paradise. It's
Absolutely.
It's been kind of hectic since we got this record finally out after working on it, and we been playing some shows and start working on what's next. You know.
Cool. You know, you guys. It's a great album, and I said earlier in the show, like, you guys almost remind me of like. Now this is gonna be a weird cross, but kind of like at times Pearl Jam mixed with like a Black Crowes.
That's fine by me because those are two bands that I really dig, so I'm okay with that.
How about that? All right, that's good. That's good. Now, and you know what's funny too? Like when you read this band's bio, I love how they started out. I've ever seen this written in a bio, but it says that you're a rock band and you're truly sorry, but we have no other choice.
Yeah. That I might have, kind of thought up that line after a couple of brewskis one night, but it's really the ethos of the whole thing. There's it's like it's not fashionable to just be rock and roll anymore. Like there's always got to be some sort of a shtick, some sort of a hyphen, some sort of a something else, proving that you're trying to do something new and groundbreaking. But you know what? There's nothing new and groundbreaking under the sun, man. It's all music. And so, we have no illusions of trying to be anything other than a rock band. That's all we want to be. That's all we've ever wanted to be. So, sorry if that's not, okay to say. It feels like it's not okay to say that sometimes. But so we just get it right out of the way. Sorry, we're a rock band. No, we're not anything else.
It's funny. Now, you guys are from L.A., but the four of you are actually from all different parts of the country. How did you guys all end up flocking to L.A.?
Well, I actually grew up in Oklahoma, in a little college town in Oklahoma, Norman, and I've been doing music since I was, I think I played my first show when I was 14 or 15, and I was playing in bars when I was 16, 17 years old, kind of gigging around a little bit. And then eventually I kind of just ran out of musicians to play with. It just dawned on me when my band sort of went on hiatus. This is not where it's going to happen for me. So I just threw all my stuff in a U-Haul and headed west, and been here ever since. It just kind of was one of those things. When you're a kid in Oklahoma, you always see everything on TV, all the stories of people playing in L.A. and the Sunset Strip and the Doors starting there and all that stuff. And so I just decided to go for it. And so far, so good. Our drummer Clark is just from up in the North Bay, and Domo is not from too far, but he lived out in the Inland Empire when it was before it started exploding like it has, which is little outskirts of L.A. And actually, Justin's a local boy. Justin is a local boy. He's the only one who can claim to be an Angelino out of all of us.
Wow. Now, how old were you when you went out there?
I had just turned 21, like 2 weeks after I turned 21, I came out here. I figured I would wait until I was at least old enough to get into the bars, because I'd been playing in bars so long back home that I realized how much of a hassle it was, and I didn't want to have to deal with that anymore. So as soon as I turned 21, I just jumped into it, both feet.
That's what. Now, did you go by yourself, or anybody go with you, or?
I spent a long time trying to get my old bandmates to come out here with me, but that's a tough thing to do, to move from a little town to a big city. So eventually I just decided I was going to do it, and I dragged my poor girlfriend at the time with me. But that's what you do when you're young.
So, I mean, first off, that's super ballsy. I mean, a lot of people do it. I wouldn't have the balls to do it. I've had friends that did it, and I salute them, all the way. But so when you get there, what's the first thing you do when you get there? Like, do you sightsee? Do you figure, all right, where the hell am I going to live? Like, what do you do?
Basically, you figure out where the hell am I going to live. We checked into a Motel 6 out in a not good part of town while we tried to find somewhere to crash. And I still remember that very first morning. It's like, all right, well, I'm just going to kind of get my bearings about me. Let me get out and drive around and kind of see where I'm at, see where stuff is. And that was my first experience with LA traffic, really. And I immediately thought, oh God, I've made a terrible mistake. So it was once you get used to that, it's actually a pretty fun place. But we did a little of the sightseeing stuff because it's a lot different out here than it is back home. And I remember one of the first nights we were here, we cruised out to the Key Club down in Hollywood to see Steel Panther, who was Metal School or Metal Shop back then. I don't know. They've had several different names over the years. And that was my first oh man, cool, we're in Hollywood at a rock club. There's a band playing. Yeah, this is it. This is the spot. So that was sort of our first welcome to LA moment.
Nice. Now, the album is called the new one's called Nomads. And another thing, going back to your bio, it was said about how you guys do love the tour, even though there's times money is tight or even tighter or something along those lines. So was the touring aspect that you enjoy kind of did it influence the album title?
Not so much as I think just sort of our place in the world. The tour, everybody loves to tour. It's you get out and you get to live a little glory every night. There's nothing can replace that. But we were having a real hard time coming up with a name for the album. We didn't come up with a name for the album till, I don't know, maybe a month before we put it out, at best. And actually, Domo brought that idea in because we just said, all right, well, everybody come up with 20 ideas and we'll figure it out. And we just sat there and talked and couldn't come up with anything. And then Domo threw that one at us, and it just kind of made sense. It just kind of stopped and thought, well, yeah, I like that. That sounds cool. And then the more we thought about it, it really is sort of it just sort of fits because what we're doing and what we feel like we're trying to accomplish is something that is not there's not a home for it anymore. Most rock stations, terrestrial radio stations, aren't rock anymore. They will claim to be the we're so and so's new rock, and then you put it on, and it's kind of like, well, this is folk music. I mean, sure, it's good folk music, and nothing against folk music, but this isn't rock. And then there's all these smaller genre-specific things inside rock where you can find a scene. There will always be a good heavy metal scene. Heavy metal fans are great, and they're diehard. And then there's the indie rock scene that has exploded with which a lot of really good music, but it's all pretty light. And we're just kind of, we're not heavy enough to be heavy metal, but we're way too loud to hang out with this sort of tambourine crowd over here. We don't know how to play keyboards, so where do we fit in? I guess we don't really fit in anywhere right now. So then it's not like we're going to try to change to get into one of those, to shoehorn ourselves into one of those genres. So we're perfectly happy just being musical nomads.
Nice. Well, that's good. There you go. And you know what? That leads to the next question anyway about the whole independent thing. You guys really did this all yourself. I mean, produced, recorded. Is that how you guys usually do it? I mean, you did your own studio. I mean, everything. It was all done. It was you guys.
Well, yeah. One hand kind of feeds the other on that. I mean, there's a lot of snake charmers out here in LA. A lot of people selling tonic to you. And we've been doing this long enough to where just a lot of people have kind of kicked the tires in the early years. I mean, it's not like we've been doing it forever, but when you first start out, when you first start playing those first few shows, everybody starts to sniff around, and it just did not look like anything worth tying ourselves to, so to speak. And then, with previous bands, it just, there's a lot of stuff that we don't want to get involved in, and the best way that we could realize to maintain that was to be beholden to nobody. The record business has changed a lot, as everyone is aware. No one just kind of cruises into a gig and is handed a $2 million record contract.
Right.
That dream doesn't exist anymore. And if you think that you're going to sit around and wait and have someone else foot the bill for you, then you should probably just not be making music. It's what we want to do, and we didn't want to wait for someone else to help with it, so we just kind of went for it. And fortunately, one of the great things, it's a double-edged sword with the way the music industry has changed. I mean, it's hard to find financing because nobody's wanting to take any risks anymore out there, broadly speaking.
Right.
But at the same time, recording technology has gotten so advanced and so cheap that you can sort of figure it out on your own. So that's what we did. We'd done a little bit of recording on stuff on our own, but we put out some singles a couple of years ago that we did all on our own. And then when we decided we wanted to do a full album, we literally built a recording studio, put it together, framed it, did everything on our own, and then filled it with gear, and then just started doing everything. And I did all the stuff behind the boards there, so to speak, and all the mixing and everything. And everybody had a lot of input on what would do what as far as producing goes. But yeah, we just said, let's screw it. Let's just go for it. Why wait? Just keep working.
That's what you got to do. Fuck it. Just go for it. So, let me see. You guys did a video too. It's funny because I'm watching the video, and the video is for the song called "Oh My God," and you guys are in a desert, and I'm saying to myself, are they really in the desert or is this green screen? And then the end of the video, they show you walking off the green screen.
Yes and no. The desert stuff was all real.
Oh, really?
The white background was green screen. The desert stuff was all real. We went out to the Salton Sea, which is awesome. That was sort of the initial idea for the video, was going out to the Salton Sea and seeing what we could do, because we knew that there's a lot of good videos and a lot of good photo shoots and stuff out there. And that was originally the only idea for the video, was we were going to shoot it all out there. And then when we started looking back at some of the footage and stuff, and we thought, man, it'd be really cool if we added a performance element to this. So we said, all right, well, how do we do that? I don't know, man. Let's just go get a green screen and put some gear in there. And it was actually my brother who did the directing and editing and everything on that.
Cool.
On that video, we're able to keep stuff in house. So we did just one night at the green screen, and then one long day running around the desert carrying a coffin. We are really happy with how it turned out. Actually, they're playing that video up on the big Jumbotron over at Universal Studios 4 times a day. So we got some cool stuff going on with that video.
Yeah, it was definitely cool. Super cool. Great tune, too.
Thank you.
Now, there's another song on the album that I heard that I really liked, and I don't even know how to pronounce this friggin' song. Let's see if I get it right. Abre los Ojos.
Close. Abre los Ojos. It's
okay.
That's a little bit of a nod to a small Mexican film of the same name. Abre los Ojos is just Spanish for "open your eyes," and that's the tagline in that chorus. Yeah, that one seems to be getting a pretty strong reaction so far, which was a little bit surprising to me because we always just think, oh well, we're the big cocky swagger, loud guitar rock band, and that one's a little bit more. It has a little bit softer touch.
That's
people seem to dig it.
When you're thinking other songs are going to get the real attention, and then something else does.
Yeah, that's surprising. That happens more often than you might think, though.
Huh. That's pretty wild. Yeah, I have both of those songs queued up, and I think I'm going to play that one actually. But before I do that, how about you? I mean, you guys going to be hitting the road again, getting in that van, touring around, or?
We're working on it. We had all of our energies headed on getting this record out, because when you're doing literally everything yourself, it does take a lot of energy. And having these two big blowout album release shows that we had at the Viper Room.
Nice.
But we're going to start getting back out there probably late spring, doing some out of town stuff. Start out close. And then we're looking to hopefully, we got a couple of irons in the fire. We're looking to hopefully get over to Europe before too long. Maybe in the winter when that comes back around, because we want to hit the States a bit first. It's always got to be the right opportunity. I mean, there is only so much money to be made doing toilet tours, so to speak. But if we're always looking for the right thing, and if it looks like it's going to be worth our while to even just a little bit to get back out on the road for an extended period of time, we want to. In the meantime, we're probably going to do some fly-in dates here and there to some markets and some one-offs, because that's absolutely the goal. We just had tunnel vision so bad getting this record done that now that it's out, we go, oh, we should book things. All right, let's go.
I've never heard it called a toilet tour before.
Toilet tour? Well, then you haven't stayed in some of the motels we've stayed in when we're out there in the middle of nowhere between two gigs.
That's funny. I'm sure you have some pretty scary and interesting stories out on the toilet tour.
Yeah, if I never played another gig again for the rest of my life, I would never run out of stories.
Oh, that's funny. So, being the fact that I'm going to try to say it. I can't say it. That song, in English, "Open Your Eyes." Any chance of doing a video for that one as well?
That's a strong possibility. We have another video outline sort of queued up for a song called for Just Like Regret, which is the second song on the record, but just sort of because we had a cool video idea, and then then we started getting such a strong reaction to Abre los Ojos that we're pumping the brakes a little bit, and so within the next probably couple of weeks we're going to get it all sorted out. We'll probably wind up with one, if not the very next video we do, it will at least be the third video that we do, because we had too much fun making that video and we want to keep them coming. So I'm pretty confident that that's within the next few months there's going to be a music video out there for that one.
Cool. All right, so where can everybody get the album Nomads and your other albums as well?
Well, you can get everything on iTunes because 2016. We were on iTunes and Amazon Music. You can check us out on Spotify, and we also sell physical copies through our website at loveand38music.com. So we're trying to hit as many different types as we can, as many different mediums as we can. Some people still love that tangible, having the disc in their hand, and we totally respect that. We actually are really proud of how the physical CDs turned out. A good friend of ours put a lot of work into designing it, and our good friend and family member, basically, Ashley Caven, took some great photos. So I think people like to have people that do like to have the physical copy are usually pretty stoked with this one.
Nice, very cool. And the website is again loveandthe38.com?
loveandthe38music.com.
loveandthe38music.com. Cool. Well, let me try it. Abre los ojos.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, I got it. Good. I'm getting there. Education. How about that?
Absolutely.
Ryan, thanks so much, man, and thanks for being a guest. Great music, and hopefully at some point you guys get to the East Coast.
Oh, we will. I've got family out on the East Coast, so we're already planning where we can have a base of operations and run around.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, cool. We'll be in touch. You be in touch, and let's play some music for everybody.
Right on. Thanks, brother.
You got it. Take care.
You too.
All right, there he goes, Ryan from Love and the 38, and here's a song, Abre los ojos, or something like that. Hey, Nick, can you say it?
No, man, I can't say it. I still can't pronounce anything out here.
All right, well, here it is. The song is killer. It kicks ass. Check it out.